the council meeting, March 25th, 2013, to order at 7:01 p.m. Everyone please rise for the pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, call roll, please.
Sturritt.
Here.
Conan.
Here.
Ballard.
Here.
Cooper.
Here.
Audie.
Here.
Clark and Wolock are absent.
Okay, everyone has the agenda in front of them tonight. Are there any additions, deletions, or is there a motion at this time?
We need to remove item C because we have budget amendments on there twice. Oh, I'm sorry, item E. We're going to leave it the C one because that needs to be done before the budget. So just remove item E. We have budget amendments on there twice.
Okay.
Under new business.
Remove C or E?
E. Are there any other changes? Is there a motion?
Madam President, I'll move to approve the agenda as amended.
Motion by Mr. Ballard. Is there a second? Someone else is going to have to speak up because Clark's not here. Support by Mr. Audie. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Any citizen comment on non-agenda items? Any citizen comment? Hearing none. Presentations, we don't have any tonight, and everyone has their administrative reports, the F&V report. Mr. Sturritt?
I have two things under administrative reports, Madam President.
Sure.
The first is F&B. Chuck Bailey did contact me. He had a doctor's appointment that popped up out of nowhere that he had to attend today, and he sent his apologies for not being able to make it. I told him it's not a big deal. I went through the report, and there's not a whole lot going on related to the plant. So I didn't want him to have to cancel an appointment he had to make.
To come and tell us there's nothing
Yeah.
going on.
Right. I mean, if there was something big, obviously, I'd have them here, and if you have any questions, just let me know. If you remember them later on today, obviously, I will contact them. There was two call-outs. Oh, there was one thing, the lift station's going to be backed out on Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, one of those days this week, because there was slight grease buildup. Ed mentioned it when there was a power failure at the lift station. On 219, he noticed that there was a little bit of grease buildup. So I'm going to get on those guys to do a little bit more thorough check on that place. I know we talked about it before. I thought it was happening. Now I'm going to try and have them document it a little bit better and update me when they do go and what they observe. Because I just don't want to risk that thing failing. So that is getting backed out this week. Other than that, when I went to the plant on Friday, I observed everything appeared to be fine. There's a couple items we're going to need to buy. The fridge is on its last leg, the big fridge. And there was one other thing along those lines that we'll need to purchase this year, but that's within my budget. And I'll come to council at that time for purchase rec.
I got your email about the grass being all tore up over there.
Oh, yes.
I talked to TriStar this morning. They referred me to American Tower, so I left a message with American Tower. So
Okay.
Once I get back, I'll let you know.
The other council members, the big trucks from the cell tower are leaving ruts in the grass, and the DEQ does not like to see that at the sewer plant. So I did inform Joe and Madam President here to see if we can get those guys to be aware of what they're doing over there.
Perfect.
So, okay?
Does anyone have any questions? Okay, you had another liaison report?
What was my other liaison report? Oh, S2 grant was related. Just so you can see, it was in your documents here. Andy had given me a quick timeline of what they intend to do under this S2 grant program. The big thing is that the wastewater treatment plant evaluation will be done at any time along the lines that they're doing the actual street, not the streets, the sewer pipes along the streets. So we're not adding on to the leaks. It can be done in conjunction. But I talked to Andy before, and we're going to get started on putting some stuff together and get this process going. Okay?
Does anyone have any questions? Hearing none. Any other administrative or liaison reports? Hearing none, we are on to consent agenda. Everyone has their consent agenda in front of them. I'll read it off real quick for the public. The approval of the regular council meeting minutes and budget meeting of March 11, 2013. Payment of bills, listed depositories, investment policy, 2013-14 wage allocations, set proposed administrative fees for village accounts and employees' sick time payout. Are there any additions, or not additions? Is there anything anyone would like to pull, or is there a motion at this time?
As I said before, I'd like to see the wage allocation. I know Dave had brought this up before in the agenda under new business, but
Are you asking to have it pulled?
do I have to get a motion for that? Yes, I would like to ask that the wage allocation, and what about, I'm still considering the sick time payout. I did look at that the other day when I got the packet.
That's automatic, that's like that.
I have never paid that directly to Nationwide before on behalf of an employee. I think I would be more comfortable with having the check made to the employee if he wants to endorse it and make payable to Nationwide. That way I know the taxes have gone through properly and that it's not considered an employer contribution.
Right, I agree with it. Let's pull that and talk about it.
I
Well, that's
would,
all that needs to be said, is instead of paying him directly, paying Nationwide directly, I would have the check written to him if he wants to endorse it at that point.
Well, we would have to pull it because the motion
Yeah,
that's
the
on here
motion
says
says
it's
that.
going to be deposited to his
Right.
account, so to change that, we would have
We'd
to pull
change
it.
that then.
Yeah,
I'll request that be pulled.
okay, so we will make letter E then, the wage allocations. And then we'll make G, the employee's sick time payout. Is there anything else anyone would like to change? Is there a motion at this time then?
I'll move the consent agenda be
How about you?
approved as
As
amended. Thank you.
Motion by Mr. Ballard, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Conan, any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Moving to old business, we have the ethics policy. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none. Mr. Audi, this is your agenda item.
Oh, I brought this back, it got tabled last time. I'd like to see Armada have an ethics policy. I'm gonna make a motion that the village of Armada allow our attorney to draft an ethics policy to be brought back at a future meeting.
There's a motion on the table by Mr. Audi. Is there a second?
You have to give it to me again, Karen.
To allow the village attorney to draft an ethics policy to be brought back for council approval.
Do we want to get a price from him first? Approximately how much it would cost to draft up something like that?
Well, first we have a motion on the table. Let me just get a second and then we can move. Is there a second? Is there a second? Okay, motion dies for lack of support. Did you want? Go ahead, Joe, you had a comment?
No, I just wanted to, based on the information, what he wanted the attorney to do, did we just want to have Jeff tell us, well, it's going to be approximately so much money to put together that draft, but if
We could make a motion.
I could see that. I think if if the trustee Audi would make a motion for that, we could probably proceed.
Because Jeff will be at our next meeting too, so he would be maybe better able to prepare something for us and actually give us a quote at the
Do you
next
want me
meeting.
to amend the motion to price it out?
Well, the motion is dead, so you have to make a whole new
There's
motion.
another one.
I'll make a motion to, what would we say,
Get a
price out,
quote,
or
yeah, get a
Well, you
quote.
don't price it out, you give it to the attorney to give you a quote.
to allow the village attorney to quote a sample ethics policy for the village of Armada.
Okay,
I'll support that.
motion by Mr. Audi, a second by Mr. Ballard. All set? Okay, any other discussion? Discussion? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, nay.
Nay.
The motion carried.
Three, two.
Sorry, I'm just trying to write it down real quick. Okay, moving on to new business. Capital charges for water and sewer. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none, this is the village clerk, water and sewer commissioners.
You have before you the proposed water, utility, and service and sewer resolutions. You also have what was last year approved. The changes in the commodity charge is the cost of living, which is 1.9 on both of them. And the dwarf flat fee went up 3%, which has been the past practice at 3%.
Mike, is there anything you want to add?
No, I'm still looking at it, sorry. Okay, that's what you mean.
So this would be a total increase of 3%?
No. No, the commodity charge is 1.9.
Okay.
So that took it from a very long number to another very long number, 0.009903, 0.9942 to 0.0100912583. It takes your minimum charge from 49.51 to 50.46.
And the 3% is only on the dwarf flat fee.
Yeah, the 3%
And
is
that's
just.
for bond language.
Did we always have the water one so long?
Well, I don't know why we're taking it to so many
It's
decimal points.
I think it's been that way since I started here.
I remember it always being pretty long.
It's a multiplier.
Yeah.
Why don't we just do it like the sewer and say per 1,000? Move it over.
Because it's a 5,000 minimum. I mean, you could do it, that's just the way it's always been done.
Oh,
That, I believe, and I think Joe can help me out, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I think, wasn't that rate set by our bond council when we decided to go from the sliding scale to a flat rate?
On
Didn't they
the-
have something to do that on the
We
water?
have a whole amortization schedule and a whole schedule, if any of you have slow copies of your bond stuff, it's per Schedule 1,
Right.
and that's their rate setting calculations,
Mhm.
so.
The
You just
commodity,
follow.
I'm sorry, the commodity charge for the sewer went from 774 to 789. Those are just cost of living increases
Is there any other discussion?
as discussed in the budget meetings.
Are there any other questions or discussion?
Yeah, just, how does this affect your water bill? Your water bill would go up, your water and sewer bill?
1.9 on the water
1.9%.
side,
1.9.
1.9, and then the dwarf went up 3%. And that is
The one
How
time.
the
much
bond.
is the 3% amount to?
from
Like, it went from 1875 to 1931,
Oh.
so 50.
What's this 1911?
31 or 1911.
No, that's an old one. You had a new one on your desk that Michelle
No, I
had
don't.
Oh.
done.
The old one.
No, this is the
Where I got thrown
one.
off.
Here's
It's
what's
got, it
highlighted.
has a highlight on it.
Oh, if it's not highlighted, you have the old.
Yeah, if it's not highlighted, you have the wrong one.
Okay, but,
So over
okay,
here.
I just wanted, I'm looking at this, okay, I see what you're saying. It's going to 1931 from how much?
1875.
From 1875, okay, I see what's, okay, I am good with this now.
Is there any other discussion? There's a motion in front of you. It's a simple motion.
Madam President, I make a motion to adopt the attached resolutions approving the new water and sewer rates. That's all you need?
You don't need a year on it?
I'll
That's what
support.
we did last year.
Okay. Motion by Mr. Stewart. Is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Ballard. Any other discussion? Roll call?
Stirrett,
Yes.
Ballard,
Yes.
Audie,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Conan,
Yes.
Motion passes. Okay, next agenda item is set proposed millage rates. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none. Village treasurer, this is your agenda item.
Just for any of you that aren't really familiar with the rate setting policies for the villages, these are proposed at this point. We won't set our actual millages until we get the appropriations report from the county and finish up on any board of review. So these will be the proposed rates for 2013, and we will be following the Headley rollback.
So as of right now, these are the same rates that the
We
residents are.
propose them at the current rate.
I'll make a motion in a second, but at one point I'd like to have the wastewater disposal facility rate. Would have been nice to still have that, to build up a fund. It's gone, it's zero.
Right,
But when it
because
dropped
that was a millage, once the millage is,
We could have kept it on, or we could have asked the voters to keep it on
yeah, it would have
at the time.
taken a vote of the people.
In,
It would be nice.
With that being said, I will make a motion, resolve it to accept the recommendation by Treasurer Adair to propose the 2013 tax millage rate at the maximum allowable levy as permanently reduced by MCL 211.34D and authorized under Truth in Taxation MCL .21124E with full understanding that these requested tax levy rates will be reduced if necessary to comply with the state constitutional Article 9, Section 31, MXL Sections 211.24E and 211.34. The following rates shall be proposed. General Fund, 9.4674 mils. Municipal Street Funds, 3.7868 mils. Wastewater Disposal Facility, 0 mils, for a total proposed millage rate of 13.2542 mils.
Motion by Mr. Stewart, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Conan. Any other discussion? Is this a roll call also?
Yes.
Yes.
Stirrett,
Yes.
Conan,
Yes.
Audie,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Ballard,
Yep. Yes.
Motion passes. Next agenda item are the budget amendments. Next agenda item, budget amendments. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none. Village treasurer, this is your agenda item.
Okay, now these, we have 3 of them. No, we have 3.
There's only one
I
on
wasn't
here.
here last week, this is all I
Oh,
have.
okay. Well, this one is the sewer fund, which increases expenditures under sewer expenditures, 536,805, professional engineering to include payment in the current budget year to Giffords for engineering portion of the S2 grant application of $10,500. And that reduces the adjusted prior year funds to $139,476.45.
I'll make the motion to increase expenditures of account number 536-805 Sewer Department, line item professional engineering by $10,500 to include payment in current budget year to Giffords for engineering portion of the S2 grant application.
Motion by Mr. Stewart, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Ballard. Any other discussion?
This is simply to allow us to pay this year. We've made the budget adjustment in the upcoming budget year. It's not that, I think we talked about it before. Sorry.
It's okay. Any other discussion? I believe it's a roll call.
Yep.
Okay.
Stewart,
Yes.
Baylor,
Yes.
Hooper,
Yes,
Audie,
Yes.
Conan.
Yes.
motion passes. Thank you. Next agenda item, we are going to be taking the public hearing to adopt fiscal year 2013-2014 budget. The time is now 7:22. Is there a motion to open the public hearing?
Madam President, I so move to open to the public hearing.
Motion by Mr. Ballard, is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Sturrit. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Now is the time for the public to address us regarding the 2013-2014 budget year. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none. Now the time is now 7:23. Is there a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Ballard. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Sturt. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carried. We are now in council deliberation regarding the 2013-2014 budget. Village Treasurer, would you like to address the board?
No?
Okay.
That was easy.
I think we've talked enough about this.
Yes, we have.
So you're gonna have to go through, whoever makes the motion's gonna have to go through and read their bottom line and their budgets for the amounts.
So general fund is, if everyone wants to write it
Yeah,
down,
I'm ready down, man.
347,443.12. Municipal Street, 190,791.99.
Hang on a second.
You want that?
Right. 190.
Let me know when you're ready. Do you want me to go back, Mr. Coleman?
No, I got it, just
Okay.
wrong with the major.
All right, major, $12,946.35.
Okay.
Local street, $16,004.69. Water fund, $107,084. And sewer, $185,868.68.
Madam President, I resolve to adopt the fiscal year 2013-2014 budgets for the following funds as presented. General fund, projected surplus at year end, $347,443.12.
Wait. Say general again?
$347,443.12.
No, what I have.
That's what I have.
I
got it.
347. Hold on. All right. Too many, oh yeah, this is 311s. Too many budget workshops, gotta get rid of paper.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll repeat general fund again. Projected surplus at year end, $347,443.12. Municipal street fund, projected surplus at year end, $190,791.99. Major street fund, projected surplus at year end, $12,946.35. Local street fund, projected surplus at year end, $16,004.69. Water fund, projected surplus at year end, $107,084 even. Sewer fund, projected surplus at year end, $185,868.68.
Motion by Mr. Sturt, is there a second?
Second?
Second by Mr. Conan, any other discussion? Just roll call.
Stewart,
Yes.
Conan,
Yes.
Audie,
Yes.
Hooper,
Yes,
Baylor.
Yes.
motion passes. Next agenda item are wage allocations. Are there any public comments?
We're not gonna do the computer?
No, we moved this.
Oh,
This is
Yeah.
E, yeah. Any public comments? Hearing none, who pulled this one?
I did.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Stewart,
Aye.
sorry, I don't remember.
I'm gonna make a motion, this is for the clerk and the treasurer. Resolve to establish compensation for the clerk of the Village of Armada in the amount of $23,095 annually effective April 1st, 2013.
Motion by Mr. Stewart, is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Ballard, any other discussion?
One thing I'd like to do in the future,
Hold on, you're looking at the wrong page. This is the motion.
Yeah, get rid of the other one, Dave.
oh, okay.
Get rid of it.
Anyhow, regardless of that, as you look at this, you notice there's a big discrepancy between the clerk and the treasurer. At one time, they were very close. Not saying they were identical, but they were very close. And the council took some actions to separate that because of some problems we had at the time. But I think prior to the next election, the council needs to review maybe other villages. I think we can get it from the municipal league and maybe get to see if we need to make any changes for the election, up or down, so that we're in line with other communities.
Dave, are you talking before the election or next budget year? Because we had a little discussion.
I'm really talking about before the election because, you know, when we lowered the clerk, we had to do it at an election. You can't just reduce elected officials' raises or elected officials' compensation. You notice they never do it in Washington. But we should just review. There's a reason that these were taken apart, and maybe we need to bring them closer together.
Okay.
Because that reason no longer exists. Now, I don't think anybody here was on the council. Well, as far as the voting, were you there when we separated that? Okay, sorry, Lyle. I mean, you were here, but you weren't voting on it.
Okay,
How long is this good for? I know we talked, is this a 2-year or 1 year? I'm confused.
We made it effective April 1st.
Okay.
For 1 year.
This is for this year.
I know what you're saying.
But in budget, we said it was a 2-year?
We
Right.
can't give it a 1 year or 2 year time frame. You know what I mean? They're not contractual.
Oh, okay, yeah.
so we have to review
And
it again next year.
I believe it's governed by ordinance, or what ordinance says.
So come next year, that's when you would bring up that
Okay, perfect.
point.
Okay.
Did we vote yet on this?
No,
Okay,
I'm
I'm
waiting.
sorry.
We're still under discussion. Any other discussion? Okay, is this a roll call?
Yes.
Okay,
Stewart,
Yes.
Ballard,
Yes.
Audie,
Yes.
Conan,
Yes.
Cooper.
yes. Motion passes.
I'll take the next one since I'm the one that pulled it also.
Okay,
Resolved to establish the compensation of the treasurer of the Village of Armada in the amount of $33,145 even annually effective April 1st, 2013.
okay, motion by Mr. Stewart, is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Ballard, any other discussion? Roll call again, please.
Stewart,
Yes.
Ballard,
Yes.
Conan,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes,
Audie.
Yes.
motion passes. Okay, next agenda item is a computer for the new patrol car. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none, please, Commissioner, this is your agenda item.
Right. Actually, I'm not too aware of this because I guess this was in our,
It's been in our budget.
it's been in our budget and Commissioner Bullock handled that. I know at the last meeting I was appointed commissioner and since that time I been out of town. But seeing how this was already approved at one time, Chief still says we need it, I would move to accept the quotation from Dell for a computer in the amount of $2,220.16 as allowed for in the 2012-13 approved budget, and to allow Police Chief Smith to move forward with this purchase.
Motion by Mr. Conan, is there a second?
Support?
Support by Mr. Audi. Any other discussion? Is there a roll call, please? Right?
Yep. Conan,
Yes.
Audi,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Stewart,
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Motion passes. Next agenda item is the employee sick time. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none? Treasurer Adair, did you want to address this one?
I wasn't aware of it, I didn't see that. Apparently, I don't have a full packet for some reason. I'm missing some
It's
things.
in
I know.
consent.
It's in consent,
That's
it's
what
the
I just
last
went
item,
through.
in letter G.
So anyway, my concern was that I don't want it to affect how much the employer can pay into Nationwide. If we're paying this directly into his retirement, I can't see how that isn't gonna happen. It would appear to be an employer contribution. But if we pay it his time that he's requesting to be paid out, 1840 directly to him, if he wants to endorse it over, I'll take care of transferring it over to Nationwide, but that way I know all the taxes have come out correctly and that it's being deposited on behalf of the employee rather than the employer.
That makes sense, Joe.
I agree if that's in our best interest from the village. We may also want to give him a 2-week extension to make sure that he's fine with that. He did request it the way that we may not want to do it. Do you know what I'm saying? So, to me, if you took him another 2 weeks to figure out how we want, for us to tell him, no, we're not gonna do it this way, we wanna do it where we pay him directly, and he has a chance then to respond, then just pay me, or, you know, I don't want it to drag on for weeks, but I think we owe it to him to, you know,
Yeah, I don't know why he's
What
putting
does-
us into the equation. Why don't we just pay him out, and if he wants to deposit it himself?
Well, why don't we,
Why don't we check with his contract and see how it says we can do it? If it mentions that we can do it within his contract, then we can do it. If it does not mention that, if it says it's
No, it doesn't have
paid
any
out-
language in his contract at all, other than what the employer contribution is going to be. That's the
No,
only thing.
no, I mean
Right.
the sick time. How we pay that out? Do we pay that out to him? Or does he have a
We have
choice?
never done one directly,
Okay, then no, I
taking
would not.
whatever
I would not say
the sick time, holiday pay, vacation pay, whatever, we've never taken that and directly deposited into anybody's 457. So this
Okay.
would be a new step, and I'm not sure that we can,
could I make a motion to table this, but in your discussion with Chief Smith
and the auditor, make sure
and
that
the
we're
auditor?
doing it correctly.
Absolutely.
I thought we should do we need a motion to table it, or?
Is there a problem though with, because I think his contract says that it has to be paid out
By April
by
1st.
April 1st. That's why it's on this one.
Well, then the worst case scenario is we pay it to him, and if he wants to endorse the check, and I take care of getting it to
I
Nationwide
don't see why that
on
would be a
behalf of the
problem.
employee. Yeah, I know by his contract, we're limited to what the employer can contribute.
Right.
And if a check comes directly from employer to
Right.
Nationwide, it appears to be an employer contribution.
and how would you even do it, net check or gross check?
Well, see, and we have to do
No.
net check of payroll taxes
Right.
on the
Right.
contribution. So this way, he'd be paying his taxes on the 1840 as an earning.
I think to be clean, yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta write him a
gotcha.
check.
Then I'll move to have you make out the check to him, and then if he wants to sign over you to
Right.
do that, then that's fine, you don't need.
Well, then you
another
can make the
motion.
motion, just take out the amount after the dollar amount. Just read that.
Dave would know because his is probably set up the same way, but does the sick time payout always come with taxes taken out? I mean, it's
Yeah.
just like a payroll
It's
check.
just
Sure,
like a
yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Right.
all right.
Hold one more, before you make a motion, do we even have to make a motion to pay him out? for the
Yes.
Yes, they have to
Yes.
request
Yeah.
that from council.
It does.
to pay it out.
We do this every year at this time.
But we normally pay it out to the
Usually,
employee.
yeah, It's
Right.
Ed that's coming
Yeah.
over.
I'm just gonna say to be
Just add-
directly paid to Chief
Howard
Smith.
Smith.
to
Yeah, make
Chief
sure.
Howard Smith. Move to grant the request made by employee Howard Smith pursuant to Article 4 of the employee agreement for payment of personal/sick time in the amount of $1,800, $1,840.
Dave, just stop there. Just,
Yeah.
Oh,
just take that,
Stop
yeah,
it.
because usually that's what the,
Okay,
that's what
right?
they said.
In the amount of $1,840.
Motion by Mr. Conan. Is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Audi. Any other discussion?
Yes. We put an amount certain in here.
That's how much he's owed.
Yeah, that's how much he's owed, less the taxes. So I think,
That's how they always go through the,
No, you gotta take taxes out.
yeah, I know that, but in that motion, we said we were gonna pay an amount of $1,840.
Do you want to amend
just
it?
put less applicable taxes, if that's.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
So are you okay to amend your motion
Yeah,
to
less
say that?
applicable tax.
Are you okay to second the same
Absolutely.
motion? Okay. Any other discussion? Do we have to take a roll call on this?
Yes.
Okay.
Conan,
Yes.
Ballard,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes,
Audi,
Yes.
Sturt.
Yes.
motion passes. Thank you. Any upcoming agenda items?
No, we had a closed session on here.
I know we're not there yet.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
She's right.
Yeah, she is.
The ethics policy obviously will be coming back. Are there any other upcoming agenda items anyone would like to add?
I'm gonna have an update of my class last week. I didn't wanna do it tonight with the budget.
Okay. Anything else? Hearing none? Any citizen comments? Hearing none? Any council comments? Hearing none?
Madam President, I would like to thank our DPW one more time for salting the roads during the snowstorm, the ice storm the other day. Our roads were perfectly dry, and you hit North Ave, and I don't know how many cars spun out.
Yeah.
So I would like to compliment our DPW for doing a good job.
Good job,
And
boys.
whoever owns that yellow Mustang needs to slow down. It was all over Facebook.
Okay, any other council comments?
Just like to point out something that happened to me with the police department the other day, just prior to my vacation. I did speak with Howard, and then I was going to Romeo. I'm close to 32 Mile Road, and all of a sudden, here comes Howard in a police car, and I was like, holy mackerel, he must really want to get a hold of me again bad. It was, so I pulled over. He went to the four corners, and like he had the whole intersection blocked off for the ambulance to go through. But, you know, anytime there's an ambulance coming, you know, that's gonna be going whichever direction, they're out there trying to make sure they can get through this, you know, through an intersection like 32 and North Avenue, you know, as a service to the community and the area.
And travelers, yeah.
So, I know people always, I guess I didn't know, I hadn't seen that before, so, thought that was pretty neat.
Great.
And I was glad he wasn't after me.
Are there any other council comments?
Oh, Ed Westenberg turned 80, in case everyone didn't know.
Wow.
Happy birthday, Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Ed. Any other council comments? Any community events? Hearing none, we will break. Is there a motion to break for a 5-minute break before we go into closed session?
Madam President, I'll move that we go into a 5-minute recess.
Motion by Mr. Ballard, is there a second?
Yes, a second.
Second by Mr. Sturt. What time is it? I can't see from the glare.
About 7:40.
At 7:40, so we reconvene at 7:45. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Meeting's on recess.